Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running and sometimes even off topic, but nobody seems to mind. We're not getting a lot of complaints about our tomfoolery, so we'll keep it up.
We just delete all the complaints.
Yeah. If you're gonna, here's your chance. If you want to complain, do it now. But anyway, we just wrapped up our winter running grit program that we did with ASICS.
That is definitely the best descriptor of that event.
Who was it?
Our winter running grit program.
Okay. All right. I'll let you, Robbie. What is grit?
It's a distance challenge throughout the month, which we talked about plenty on here.
Yeah.
But we did wrap it up, and it was pretty awesome.
And yeah, thanks again to ASICS and Koros, who are sponsors, and Megan Featherston for providing some nutritional stuff for our emails and stuff, and of course all the people who participated. But it was pretty awesome. Like, we had some insane
It came
numbers.
down to the wire. Like, people were running until almost midnight on the 31st.
People got tickets.
Yeah. So, if you don't know, there's an elevation segment to the challenge where we wanted people to see how much elevation they could get in a month. And Jeremy Gardner, the guy who won with 95,000 feet of elevation in one month.
I don't even know. What would that be equivalent to? How?
3 Everests.
I know, but I don't even know. I can't fathom what that is.
I asked Taylor, our trail reviewer, because I couldn't either. And I was like, is that, that's legit, right? Because he lives in the Rocky Mountains and runs in the Rockies all
with the
the
John
time.
Denver.
Yeah, they are rockier than that. And he told me that, that's doing a mid-sized mountain, every day. So, yeah, it's legit, And what's crazy is that the way he won it, he was behind. I didn't even know he won because someone corrected me.
Yeah, we thought Adam Driscoll was winning.
He was behind by I don't know, 10,000 feet of elevation or something going into the last day.
Which, if you're Adam, you're like, I got this in the bag.
Right. And even Adam, I think, ran 20 miles with a ton of elevation that day or something. So I texted it to Taylor earlier today. He did, on the last day, Jeremy Gardner did 36 miles up and down this mountain in Catoctin State Park. He started at 7:15 a.m., then got kicked out by park police at dark, at night.
At dusk, yeah.
Because he was still doing it. And he got a ticket. And apparently he told him, he's like, I just have to do a few more hours. And they're like, no, you need to leave now.
Wow.
And then he drove to another large hill outside of the park and just did 16 more miles on it.
So what time? It was insane. It was
yeah, it was close to midnight.
So from 7 a.m. to midnight.
Basically. He ended up doing 18,000 feet of elevation in one day.
That is just insane. And the thing is that some of these guys with these killer elevations, like John Ober, their average pace was still insane. John had a 30,000 or
I think he had 30,000 feet of elevation for the month. 32,000.
32,000, and his pace was 8:15 or something like that.
8:30, which is for that much is crazy.
Yeah, John's a monster. He's amazing.
Anyways, so that was just wild to watch coming down the stretch.
What was great about it too is Jeremy's a faster bastard.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did he get the elevation win, but it contributed to our team points, and Faster Bastards ended up taking the first place spot
for the most miles.
Who was the top 3?
For our group?
Not for our group. For the
mileage people. So it was John Dennis from Silver Spring, Maryland, who ended up with 603 miles, and so he's he's number, I think, 9 or 10 all-time U.S. For most miles run in 24 hours.
Wow.
So he's done a 24-hour event where he ran
have him on
163 miles in 24 hours, which is...
We should have him on the podcast to find out what's wrong with him.
We should have... we might have to do a grit, top grit people podcast, because they all are in the area, I think. Yeah. And then the next closest was 502 miles, Richard Reinhardt from Columbia, Maryland, and then 455... Doug Williams from Warren, Michigan.
But I was asking more about the teams. I know Faster Bastards came in first place.
Faster Bastards, and then Adventures for the Cure, and then Chip Time Run Team.
Nice. So Adventures for the Cure is they're Ellicott City.
Yeah, like Catonsville, like right outside Baltimore.
Okay, and then Chip Time is our friend Tommy out in Detroit.
Oh, cool. I didn't. Okay,
Yep.
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, it was very cool just to see how many people participated and like racked up some huge miles.
Yeah, we hobbled some out here.
I really got into it as it went along because I didn't do the first week.
Yeah.
And by the end, I was like in grit mindset where I was like doing doubles, doing like 10 miles a day for, I think the last like 3 days of grit, I did like 36 miles or something.
Yeah.
Which was like a third of my total.
Meg also crushed her miles.
I
Just
did.
naturally.
I said on last week's podcast how I was going to end up around 299-ish. So I got the 300.
Good. It would have been really sad if you hadn't.
If I didn't get that last patch.
Pulling a Ben Johnson move at 299.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make sure you get your patch. I'll put it on your desk.
Speaking of that, we should note if you did participate in grit, we will be packaging everything up this week and next week. So expect gear in the next few weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's really good. Like the sweatshirt is so comfy. I love the knit hat. Like it's good stuff.
Yeah. I wear that sweatshirt like at least 2 or 3 times a week.
I know.
Right?
And Brandon hasn't taken the hat off his head.
Yeah. It smells.
Like 3 weeks. Yeah.
There's it's a petri dish under there.
Kid's got some hair.
Anyways, what else is new? So grit's over. By the way, we will do another summer grit. We're already planning, right?
Yeah, I think.
Don't give any spoilers.
I'm not going to give it a spoilers way, but if it can turn into what we're kind of hoping it can, which I think it can, I'm thinking there's going to be a hell of a good opening party.
Oh, the party's going to be sick, no doubt. Especially summertime, like not 20 degrees like the last party.
Yeah, with our luck.
Yeah, it'll be
a heat wave that
125 degrees.
125 with
Yeah.
thunderstorms.
Yeah.
But no.
All right. So moving on. Well, how is running? Because we are traveling to Florida this weekend for the Donna Marathon
In 2 days.
Yeah,
Is that
Friday.
2 days?
Yeah.
That's right back.
Yeah. Or do some laundry.
Shoot.
Do you have a singlet?
Maybe. The worst thing, I hate the traveling somewhere where it's going to be like 55 to 75 because I'm like, I don't remember how to pack clothes.
The day we get there,
get a
it's
big
going to be
duffel
like
bag.
80, but then it drops down to like 50. So
That's literally my entire
This
wardrobe.
is-
Well, the
this
nice
is
thing
why
is
I-
that you're going to leave at the airport with a jacket. So you'll have a jacket with it because it's going to be cold as Snickers here. So,
Right, but there's a wide variance of jackets to bring. It's going to be raining. I need to bring a rain jacket.
see, this is why I have like the world's largest suitcase and I pack for like every possible scenario. And then I wear like 1/8 of what I
Yeah.
bring. But it makes you feel better that you have it.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you use packing cubes?
I don't even know what those are. So I'm going to say no.
Holy crap. I'm going to buy some for all of you guys for Christmas. I was going to buy Brandon some for Christmas because I felt so bad for him.
What are packing cubes?
I am shocked that you don't have this, Megan, because you were like an organized person. It's the best thing for travel ever. So you can separate your
socks.
like all your items, but it's so good for packing because you can just they're ergonomic, they're squares. You just put them in your bag and it saves you so much space and time and everything. You guys, all right. We're going to
Who sells these things?
Apparently everyone.
the ones that I like are Eagle Creek, I think. They make like really good
Eagle
ones.
Creek. That sounds rustic.
Yeah, I think
Like it's out west or something.
look at that picture. Tell me you don't love that.
Yeah. But okay, so once you get there and you unpack your cubes,
Well, you don't unpack your cubes. That's the nice thing. You just put them in a drawer, so it's all still
Oh, like
together.
Oh,
Here's a
see,
cube
I'm
of-
surprised you put anything in a drawer at a hotel.
I
because
never do.
You're going to leave it all there.
I put it in a drawer and then I immediately take everything out and it's a disaster. I have some semblance of control and then it just.
But I
goes
just
to
see,
shit.
I have, as a matter of fact, at Donna one time, I went down and I had button-down shirts and I put them in the closet at the hotel, hung them.
Yeah, I forgot them.
And just left them there. And I'm like, that's why I don't use the drawers. Because I'm like, I'll just keep everything in my suitcase when it's time to go, just zip it up.
Yeah.
And we're gone.
My wife loves to just.
Unpack.
As soon as we get to a hotel, she unpacks every single item and puts it in place. I'm like,
wow.
we're here for
I
the night.
never understand that. Mine
We're here
is in the suitcase forever.
Generally, I'm the same way, but anyways.
That's rad.
So
you guys are going to Donna. Like,
You are too.
yeah, I gotta say, I am sad. I'm coming to terms. I'm doing the 5 stages of death, but with my foot and running. And I went through the denial stage. I'm now
this makes me sad.
a little bit in the anger stage, and now maybe moving to acceptance.
Anger. You were angry for a bit. I remember that last week. And then you were happy for a bit.
Denial.
You took a nice dose of hopium.
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, I just think my foot needs to rest. We got stuff I want to do this year. We got things I want to do. And if I don't just let it heal, then I'm just going to be hobbling my way through. I was able to get miles in at Grit. I'm happy with the miles I got. It obviously wasn't what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But, I got up there to like 180 with taking at least like 13 days off during the month.
Really? That you took that many?
Yeah,
off?
I took a whole week and then 3 days and then another 3 days.
Okay, I don't understand. What I don't understand is that your foot was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
You took off like 3 days.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I'm going to run 10 miles.
Well, I was like, when I was running, it didn't feel horrible. So I was like, as long as I'm out here, I might as well try to get as many miles as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the 14 actually coming off of a week. So I did the 3 days. Then I started doing the 10 days every day for a while. I did like 4 days of the 10s and then I stopped. Took an entire week off. Featherston came. She wanted to do 14. So I was like, I'll do 14 with her.
So, okay, here's what I don't get. What's going on? What is it?
That's what I don't understand. So I finally
someone
talked
else
to,
out there's dealing with this, I bet.
Yeah, I talked to Ben, and at first I'm like, this has got to be a tendon or something. I can hop on my one foot. I can put weight on it. I can do basically a single leg tiptoe or whatever you call that.
You have ballerina moves. You can still do ballet.
Yeah, so I'm like, it can't be broken. So that's where I got the hope. And I was like, if it's just a tendon, I can run through that. So I was like, fine, something's off. It's a tendon. And then I came back and the pain came back. And I'm like, it's not so bad when I'm running, but when I'm not running, I'm like limping a little bit.
It's weird. I guess it's not weird. It's more inflamed. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
So I was limping around, and then I finally got to the point where even yesterday I did like 3 miles on the treadmill because I wanted to finish up my miles for the velocity review.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had 17 miles on it. I was like, I'll just do 3 miles and finish this off. And then the rest, my foot felt fine. But when we went out to do the video shoot with Brandon,
Oh yeah, right.
like last night, my foot was killing me when I was
like you are limping on it.
limping. And then when I was sleeping last night, like it was keeping me up because I was getting like a sharp pain. So our friend Ben, who you run with, who is also a PT, this morning I sent him a text. I said, I give up. Send me a good foot doctor or orthopedist or whatever recommendation.
That's probably good.
And I think I'll just get it looked at. I mean, this year I want to do some fun stuff. And
we got to take care of you.
Yeah. So what I think I'm going to do.
Is that why Ben texted me this morning and told me to give you a foot massage ASAP?
Maybe. Oh, you keep trying. The thing is, though, what I can do is, since you, Megan, Ben Johnson will all be running, and I have
Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Oh yeah.
And I have a wonderful camera. I'll come down there with a sport lens and see if I can't. I'm gonna have to talk to Brandon.
You're gonna have to change that shutter speed between Aldrin and myself. Slow it down a couple hundred.
I don't know. Maybe, you never know. You might have. I am predicting. Let me see. I want to say Robbie's gonna go 130.
Okay.
You think you could do that? Sub 7 minute mile for.
I say 120. If you're gonna do that, you might as well go 129.59.
I think it's in my head as a possible thing.
Okay. So let's go for that.
Okay.
And then if you don't hit that, you still land in a pretty good spot unless you totally blow up.
I will say I really do have a plan of just running without looking at my watch.
I like it.
Seeing what happens.
Isn't that what you did at Falmouth?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it was great.
You kind of had Kafuzi there to.
He was kind of like saying it every few miles, but
Oh, he was.
Like, well, he thought we were going too fast. And I was like, oh, I feel pretty good.
There you go.
Like,
I don't understand Robbie. I really don't. It's like you can go out and just.
I don't get it either. So
It's the race
I mean,
day-
even when I'm
race
doing
day.
daily training, I'm like, there's no way I can even run a 7-minute mile at this point.
And then he's like a chihuahua let out of a cage. It's like energy abounds.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna ask along those lines? Not looking at the watch.
Pacing.
Shoot, I can't. Oh, do they have pace groups at that race or?
You're not going to want to be part of them. They're run walk.
Oh, they're like. Oh, really?
They're,
Galloway
oh, it's the
pacing.
Galloway thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but the one guy who has won Donna before the Mark,
Yeah.
Mark did Galloway training and ran a sub 3 hour marathon with a run walk.
So wild.
Yeah.
Like that just blows my mind because basically then what you got to figure you're doing is you're sprinting in between, like you're walking for a minute and then just going like.
It's also
nuts.
like the walking time versus the running time. Like the walking time is very minimized.
Dude.
Whereas like for the 5-hour marathoner, you're like probably equivalent walk to run.
Right.
Right, but even so, like say
Oh,
he's
sure,
doing
yeah.
1 minute to 9 minute.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Dude, how pissed are you if you're the guy he keeps passing?
Yeah, you're like thinking you're gonna win. He's like, he's stopping, he's walking. And he's like, what? He's back.
I mean, that's like the whole race. Like
I did-
when a bike's like when I'm biking and I pass a car and they go in front of me and
Yeah.
I pass like
I do kind of like when I've had to run races where someone's doing run walk. It does. I find it annoying. Like they'll be running up to you and they're like surging and then they just stop
for sure.
and then you're like, okay, he's behind me. And then they catch back up to you and they're running and they're surging and then they stop and they walk and you're like, get away from me, man. It's like
Yeah.
the same guy with the speaker.
Like
playing.
a horsefly flying around her head.
Yeah. At Charleston, this
the
guy
speaker,
ran
yeah.
up to me and he's running with his phone on speaker.
Yeah.
With the
Oh, not
music
even a
going.
good speaker, just
Not
a
even a
phone
good speaker. And when he was running with his arm, it was going back and forth. So you're going the why, you know that.
Super fun.
And I was like, I sped up just to get away from him. I was like, well, that worked.
Running with a phone in your hand, using the phone speaker.
Yeah.
That's the desperate times, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a new level.
Meg, what are you aiming to do at Donna? Or you don't want to talk about? You don't have to talk about because I know.
No, I don't care.
All right.
I honestly, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'd love to say I'm shooting for a PR. I think I'm pretty fit right now. My iron levels are way higher than they've ever been.
Oh,
Meg looks super fit.
Iron
Like
Woman.
she got off. You did a treadmill workout today, right?
Yeah.
And she got off and she was wearing like what do you call it?
A crop top.
Crop
I put
top.
on my race outfit because I was like,
a crop top
you know.
and shorts. And I was like, wow, Megan really does look like one of those fast, like women that you see at the front of the start line.
Yeah.
Like
What she looked like before. Just
I always thought she
Couch
did too,
potato.
but Megan was always like, well, also Megan
I know
also
what
used to
you mean.
wear like, it's almost like she did that Courtney DeWalter style dressing.
like
I
core dressing.
I prefer like not super tight, but because it's probably going to rain,
and be hot.
tight clothing and minimal clothing is kind of optimal.
I think
Dude, I
that was
kinda
more
hope
the
it
difference.
rains.
You hope it does?
Kind
I
of.
kind of do too.
Well, if it rains, I won't be taking photos. So
Yeah, you will.
Go put a
Rainy
GoPro
photos.
in that hand.
Yeah.
I can bring the GoPro. I want to use the nice camera though with the sport lens so I can really catch you guys though.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have to talk to Brandon about settings.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think
Yeah,
it'll be
I
good.
think it'll be a really fun weekend. I'm excited to see everyone. This is our 5th or 6th year going down there, so just the race director and the people down there.
The whole
yeah.
thing is about ending breast cancer.
Yeah.
So there's a really good vibe of love and just like
It's like a lot of people who have gone through breast cancer,
Like
right?
like ton of
survivors.
survivors, and everyone out there. Like everyone knows someone who's been affected by breast cancer. Like everyone.
I actually don't know if I do.
Well,
Really?
you know my mom, so
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. But
You
I meant
probably know
like
somebody.
in
your immediate
my
family.
family. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But the vibe is unique to this race and I really love it. So I'm bummed to sit back and not do it, but
this means I get a Starbucks delivery in the morning, though.
it does.
Oh, nice.
She basically gets an assistant.
So I made the mistake of my mother-in-law lives in Jacksonville or Fernandina Beach. And I was like, oh, it's a beach. The race is at Jacksonville Beach. That's close. It's not close.
It's like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll be getting up at like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Should be fun.
Well, Megan's counting on me for her Starbucks, but she doesn't remember what happened in the Woodlands.
What happened?
Oh, yeah. He made me decaf coffee.
Dude, that's like that Seinfeld episode where Lane has to set it's a runner who's trying to get up to run the New York City Marathon to stay with her, and she's supposed to set his alarm, and she set it for like 3 hours. That's the same thing.
So the other day, I thought I slept through my alarm. Apparently my alarm went off and I turned it off and like turned around and went back to sleep. I have no recollection of doing this.
This was the best.
And this was like 2 days ago. And so now I'm waking up, like last night I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what time is it? Did I sleep through my alarm? And so I'm like, I'm going to have a panic attack every morning and tell Donna that I'm going to sleep through my alarm.
I mean, she shouldn't have a panic attack. So her alarm went off and my alarm went off. We both have alarms that go off at the exact same time. I saw her roll over and turn hers off and just roll back over.
But I've never done that.
I was like, yes, this is nice. We get to sleep in a little bit later today. So I turned off my alarm and just curled back over.
Oh, man, that's scary.
And I was like, this is amazing. This is great.
Like, I have no recollection of doing this.
Do you need me to call you?
Yeah.
Since I'll be
No,
up.
I'll wake her.
You'll be up for 2 hours.
I'll wake her up. It's just I thought that day I was getting a special sleep-in treat.
Yeah.
I was like, let's do this.
I woke up like 30 minutes later. It was like 6 o'clock. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Thomas, my alarm didn't go off. And he goes, no, it went off.
Whoa. That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that covers most of our running, right?
Yeah, and if you're down at Donna, definitely say hi. We love seeing people out on the runs and love seeing y'all out there. So
Yeah,
give us a little nod, a little shout out. Definitely, if you see Robbie with his mustache flowing,
I'll let you pet it.
yeah, just give him that extra cheer. Tell him, what could someone yell at you that would motivate you to run faster?
That is always something I want.
Get it done.
You know how you can write on your bibs, like sometimes custom stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what I would write on that. I'm always like, hey, go dude, go guy.
What about your name? Would that help?
Nah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, if someone actually knew my name without
Roe
looking
B.
at bibs, that'd be cool.
It's on your bib. So.
Yeah, I think people get confused because I spell my name stupid.
What about you, Meg? What would someone yell out that would help you feel fired up?
Any Will Ferrell quote.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
like I didn't want salmon. If someone yelled that, I would be pretty pumped.
All right. Maybe I'll make a sign.
Yeah, since you're not running, I feel like you should have signs.
All right.
yes.
I said I didn't want salmon.
And you should like have a very nice drawing.
Okay. I'll work on it. We might need to get some whiteboard when we get down to Florida.
I'm gonna have to think about that now.
Robbie will think about that. And
If it's like a Joe Dirt quote, for sure.
yeah.
Right? Like something funny.
Yeah.
That's what you need out
Husker
there.
do, Husker don't.
Actually, that would be awesome.
I'd love to hear someone yelling that from the sideline.
Yeah, I would be super into that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Let's move on to
let's go to
shoes.
shoes.
Yeah. Robbie, why don't you talk? Because you've got more miles. We've got 2 daily trainers here today. We've got the new. Your finger's gonna
Sorry, I
hurt
was
somebody.
pointing for a long time.
That 880 Fresh Foam. What version is this?
12.
V12.
V12. You did 11 miles with it last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You're still getting miles on it.
Yeah, I ran 4 in it today.
Oh, you did? Okay. So we're getting up there to 15.
Good math. Very
Yeah.
good.
Quick math. The shoe.
Yeah.
I know you have some stuff, so why don't you tell people about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever actually run an 880 before, and it's like New Balance's normal daily trainer, pretty standard, straightforward. It has the most, what they say, the most softest version of Fresh Foam X so far. Actually, can you hand it to me? For the people on video, I'll show. And
Is it the softest version or the softest this one has had?
I think it's this one.
Okay.
It is fairly soft, like it's nice cushion. I mean, look at all that rubber on the bottom too. That's wild.
Yeah, it's a
Dual
ton of
density
coverage.
too.
Right, dual density foam. You gotta.
That's what when I look at this shoe, and something that gives it away is like that daily trainer for the intermediate runner is how much rubber's on the bottom. Because I feel like that consumer really wants something that holds up well for the money. Like, and
Yeah.
you look at that, that's like, is that like, how many millimeters do you think that is? Like,
It's gotta be like 4.
I would say
maybe
5
5.
millimeters
Yeah.
of rubber.
And I think it's only like $130 or something like that. So it's in the normal range for daily trainers these days. But I like the ride of it. Now, we were running in snow, which was a little weird because I feel like you're always using...
It's like running in sand.
You use all your
more
muscles. Yeah.
And like the grip wasn't... I mean, it's road shoe in snow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be great. But it was better than other shoes. And the only problem I had with this shoe, like the ride was nice, well cushioned, just like a good daily trainer ride. The upper was just like roomy for me, like a lot of room especially in the toe box 4-foot area, like sliding around. I had some hot spots. I forgot to even tell you that.
Yeah. And I didn't believe Robbie at first because I tried on the shoe out of the box and I was like, this fits really nicely. I don't love how puffy the collar is. Like it's like exaggerated puffy.
Well, I had to wear like really high socks today because I had some rubbing on my Achilles too from it.
See, I've only done probably 8 or 9 miles in mine, but I had no issues with the upper but I have a wider foot, so I really liked the fit.
That might be why.
And I didn't believe Robbie. So I did a 5-mile run in it and I was like, okay, I see what Robbie's talking about. It's weird because just wearing it standing up, I think people are going to fit it in the store and be like, this feels fine. This feels great. Because it does when you just put it on. I found that when I was running, there was just some weird play in the vamp or toe box area that I can't explain.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, I feel like I've had that problem with New Balance shoes in general. Like the Beacon was kind of like that for me. Like
yeah, the Beacon's upper was...
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
And
like a bag.
I mean, not with like RC Elite and Rebel and stuff. That was generally fine. But I don't know. I like the ride was like I said. The ride was really nice for sure.
Underfoot, it reminds me. I feel like it's a competitor to like the Nimbus. I feel like it's a competitor to the other shoe that we're going to talk about here in a second from Puma. It has a really nice plush, soft feel underfoot. That typically in this shoe I wouldn't expect. Like you don't have that luxurious feel in some of these like entry level daily trainers.
And that comes out in March, I believe. So coming up here, but we can move on to the next shoe too.
Yeah.
Puma Velocity.
Now you are showing, if you could see this, we're talking about it, but if you watch the video on YouTube, we have the cream first mile colorway with a gum sole. It's a really pretty shoe.
I was so bummed it wasn't my size.
I was going to say, it came here from Megan, and when we opened the box, we're like, this is the wrong size.
I don't even know who it was actually for because it's not even my normal size.
I think it was for Megan. I just think it was just off.
A full size.
Yeah.
Too big.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a women's 8.5, and it actually fits me pretty perfectly, maybe even still a little bit long.
Which is weird because it's supposed to be a women's specific last.
Maybe Robbie needs a women's specific last.
I mean, I run a lot of women's shoes, and I really don't understand the difference. But
I don't either.
It's supposed to have a more narrow ankle with a wider toe box.
Okay.
But, whatever. So this one, we just did our video review for.
Yeah.
I think we definitely both really like this shoe a lot.
I love it.
What do you think is the main characteristic of this shoe?
I mean, the upper is really nice, like way better than last year's upper, which some people have problems with the heel collar and things like that.
Not so much the heel collar, because that was in the Deviate Nitro. In this one, the heel collar is pretty similar. Like I brought the other one in today. It's got a really similar color. It's just the material was like rough and a little bit like, it didn't feel.
It was almost like cheap.
Yeah, it didn't feel premium.
Yeah, but this is a really nice quality upper and has like a reflective hit on the toe, and then it has the midsole is just like really nice.
I thought the Nitro in this feels a little bit softer, a little more silky almost than the Nitro. I know, right? Yeah. I should put that in the review.
Actually, let me see that.
That in this one, and the EVA, there's more EVA on the sandwich there. So I don't know. It really feels smooth. It's really well cushioned. What is getting exciting about some of these foams is before, if you wanted really nice cushion, you had a really high stack shoe. I think you're getting some premium cushion feel in some lower stack shoes now.
Yeah, I think the stack on that is 33 millimeters in the heel, 23 3 and the 4 foot.
I think there might be a 0.5, but
There
who
is,
cares?
but I hate saying 0.5, so you're just getting what it is.
Because who can measure that?
No one, also no one cares.
Yeah, it's a 10 millimeter drop shoe.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls through the stride. It feels great. I don't know, Robbie. Of the daily trainers we've tried so far, what would you say this year have been your tops?
I mean, I still think the Nimbus 24 is probably my favorite. Nimbus Lite's very similar, just a little bit lighter, and then probably the Nitro would have like as an overall package.
Yeah. Velocity Nitro.
Yeah, Velocity Nitro 2.
Also $120.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing because the Nimbus is like I think 150
I think it's higher than that.
or 160.
Was it 160?
I think it's 160.
Yeah.
So for like $120. Now the only thing I will say about the Nitro is that I've seen people say like they felt like it dies like early, like 200,
Longevity.
250 miles. So which isn't terrible, but obviously we're not going to run 200 miles in a shoe, so I can't really attest to that. But then a lot of people said it's one of their favorite shoes of last year, like the regular Velocity Nitro.
I know our good friend Ryan really likes the Velocity. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be, if he likes the previous model,
Yeah.
he's going to love this one.
Yeah, anyone who liked any of the Puma shoes from last year, really.
This was probably, of the Puma shoes, the one that I would recommend to most people just because
Yeah, for sure.
it works
Just
more broadly.
Yeah.
It's a daily trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much does it weigh?
Well, for your size 10.5, it was like 10.1 ounces.
Yeah, and 288 grams.
Yeah, my size, well, it's a women's 8.5 was like 8.4 ounces, I think.
Maybe is that
8.1.
would that be a good weight? Like you figure that's a whole size heavier than normal for you.
Yeah, so it'd probably be high 7s, which is pretty standard for my size daily trainer.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, yeah, it's in that Pegasus range of shoes, which
And I think it could be used the same way.
for sure.
Like there's a certain number of shoes that we're like, I feel comfortable recommending to anybody, knowing that they're going to have a good experience in. I think this falls in that category.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I had this friend who I tried recommending shoes and keep failing on. Like the Nova Blast recommended to him, and I think it was like the Float Ride Energy. He just wasn't into it. Reebok, and I think he just likes a more normal feel than that light bouncy foams. And so I was like, you might like. I feel like he could like this shoe.
Are we going to get a report back?
Yeah, I told him to get the Velocity, so especially because he doesn't want to drop like $150. So I was like, I told him to get that. So we'll see what happens. But the thing is, they said it came out February 1st, which is yesterday. I can't find it anywhere online.
That sounds right for Puma.
It's like Puma. You have to play like a scavenger hunt. Like
I like it. It's like their plated shoe comes out. Hey, everybody, get this shoe. Where is it? We don't know.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. I guess it's
Try.
I emailed them.
Did you try whatchamacallit? They sell a lot through. Is it road running?
Oh, here we go. Hold on. I emailed her yesterday afternoon. So she said, God, son of yeah, the supply chain issues.
Okay.
So March 15th,
All right.
which is a lot longer than February 1st.
Well, it's
Month and a
actually a
half.
month and a couple of weeks. Yeah.
I mean,
Beware the Ides teens of March.
so which March 15th means summer, middle of summer.
Well, what I'm curious, this one was supposed to come out in March as well. This colorway, the first mile, the cream.
Yeah.
Colorway?
Was that March 1st or April 1st? I can't remember.
I believe it was March 1st.
I think you're right.
And so
that
they
get
might
pushed
be
back.
coming at the same time.
Or that'll be like May.
Yeah.
Fall.
Oh
All
man,
right.
supply chain. When is that gonna? That should be like the word of the year. Words of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's that gonna end?
When COVID does. I don't know.
When's that?
When's that going to end? So nobody does.
I'm done. All right. Anything else?
I think that pretty much wraps up. You got any? Oh, you know what I want to talk about? Nick Willis, our friend Nick Willis, who was on the podcast that Robbie did a really nice solo interview with. So if you want to hear about this guy, he's an interesting guy. For 20 attempts over 20 years, he's run a sub 4 minute, sub 4 minute, big difference, mile. And he went on New Year's Eve to try to do it. Came real close, but didn't hit it.
It was like 0.2 of a second off or something
And then where did he just do it?
at the Milrose Games.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ran 3 minutes 59.71 seconds.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's cutting it close.
Yeah.
Cutting it close.
Count it.
I know. I mean,
sure.
if you could do it once, I would be super impressed. 20 times is
20
just
years in a row.
Over 20 years.
Yeah.
I think that's the
is
craziest part.
insane.
And he had like surgeries in some of those years, which is
Yeah,
nuts.
like it's insane. Just, I mean, hats off to him. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yep.
He seems to be beloved by the Tracksmith team that he works with.
I think it's cool that his training partner is Hobbs Kessler, who's like, you know, the next great. It's basically like his double,
And,
who's
like handing
18.
off to him.
Yeah, who's 20 years younger.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I was actually talking. I didn't know who Nick Willis was like by sight, like this past year, and we were in Chicago covering the marathon with Jordan, doing the three days, 3 sub 2:30 marathons, and there was this dude running in Vans, and he looked like a regular guy. He didn't look like a track athlete or anything like that.
Yeah.
Running in Vans, and he was with a woman who was running in those
On Roger Federer's
Roger Federer's.
worst shoe ever.
And Megan and I are moving, so we're going like 7:30 to get from one spot to another spot, running through the streets of Chicago, going from I think mile 16 to mile 20 or something like that. So we're booking it, and we're carrying camera equipment, but other than that, we've got like running shoes on,
Yeah.
and everything. And I see this dude with the Vans on, and the woman with on tennis shoes, and they're cruising, like they're keeping up with us, if not a little faster than us. We get to the spot. I'm like looking at them. I'm like who are these people? And it turns out it was Nick Willis.
That's hilarious.
I forget who the woman was, but yeah.
Yeah.
I gave her a compliment. I was like, I don't know how you just ran in those. Right, I find the regular ons tough to run.
Yeah, the Federer shoes feel the exact same, by the way, because they still use a speed board. So, anyways, I think that's So, congrats to Nick. That was an amazing accomplishment. I don't know if I don't think he's going for another one, but I guess we'll see.
I think 20 is pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I can't see you just being like, I'm not going to try.
Gotta at least see if you can do it.
Like if he feels good, go for it, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
We have a real exciting guest this week.
Yeah. This week is our friend and
Fellow faster bastard.
Yeah. Jeremy Ardenoy.
Yeah. And Jeremy's story is really interesting. Like, this is a guy who's, getting his doctorate, who is not like, I always find it fascinating, these people that have a life outside of running that they have to pour so much attention into, and really has
Like
to be a
believe in
really
run.
type A person, right? And then takes that and can perform and train and do it at an elite level. And
It's just, he's high performing like across the board.
Yeah, it's just not right. It's not fair to people like me.
And bonus, you're the one who can just drop like great race times without even working. It's the best.
Great is relative. Yeah. No, but like, yeah, whatever.
But Jeremy is also a really nice guy, and he cares about human beings and does research for the COVID and all that stuff. He'll tell us in the interview who he works for, so I won't go on too much.
All right.
All right. Enjoy our chat with Jeremy.